Last week was tough. Well, welcome back, Digital Ramblers. How are you doing? I hope you have had just an amazing weekend. JJ Cannon, my good friend, Chris Gamble. What's up, man?
Hey JJ, good to see you. Apologies everyone, we did miss a week last week, but we're back again with another episode of the Digital Ramble.
Bro, I cannot believe how many holidays fall on a Monday.
I know.
You know?
Everybody wants that long weekend, I think.
Yeah, deep apologies, friends. We had MLK weekend or Monday last week, and it's tough for two guys who are in the field on a regular basis to try to come back and make up some studio time. So we do apologize, but we're here this week for you. What are we talking about, Gamble?
Well, we've got 2 weeks worth of hot air to get rid of, so we're going to talk about smart home alarm systems. Hot topic. This is a season of unfortunate incidents at homes. This is a hot month for break-ins and vandalism to homes, so we're going to focus on smart home alarm systems.
Yeah, absolutely. We actually had this episode requested by one of our listeners, and if there's something that you'd like to hear us talk about, please, down below in the comments section, just click it in there and say, hey, man, I love what you guys are doing, but, hey, can we talk about this? And you know what? Gamble and I will go out there and do some research. Majority of the time, kind of like this topic, we've been doing it for quite some time. So super excited to talk about something that one of our listeners wanted to hear about. And if you don't know who we are, I'm JJ Cannon, CEO of Digital Delight here in Houston, Texas. We focus on creating amazing experiences through technology for all of the homeowners and small businesses here in our area.
And I'm JJ's co-host. I'm Chris Gamble, based over in the UK. I run a business called Customized. We cover the east of England, parts of London, and we're installing easy-to-use, simple, affordable smart home systems for our customers here.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you want to catch up on some of our previous episodes, check us out on YouTube. In that search engine there, just type in Digital Ramble Show, and we'll pop up. Click on our icon, hit that subscribe button, hit the little bell next to it so you are always alerted whenever our latest episode comes out. If you want to find out a little bit more, you can also run over to our website at digitalrambleshow.com and see all of our podcasts. How many podcast channels are we on now, Gamble? It's a lot.
Double figures. I think if you search on any of the well-known platforms, we'll crop up, and we should have, there's in excess of 50 episodes out there, so you should find us.
Yeah, absolutely. Last week's episode, CES 2020 finds, Gamble. Dude, I was shocked at how many views and listens we got on that thing. It was a fuego episode.
I know. We appreciate all the follows, likes, comments. With loads of new followers on our Facebook page, which was cool this week to see that reaction to that episode. And you can go a little bit further with the Digital Ramble. You can support us through Patreon. If you go to patreon.com, search for the Digital Ramble, find it for as little as $1 a month. You can support the show, and it just helps keep the light bulbs burning here at the Digital Ramble.
Absolutely. You ready to release some of this air and pressure we got building up?
Let's go.
Let's do it. Hit the button.
Okay, so smart home alarm systems. We've had that request. We appreciate that. So that came in from Stuart Lillis. Shout out to Limitless Automation up in Edinburgh in Scotland. So, JJ, smart home alarm systems aren't a new thing, really. I think they came with the advent of smart home. It was an obvious itch to scratch for the smart home developers of products that security was an easy pain point to target. And it's because of that, it's the type of technology that we've both been installing for a number of years, whether it's cameras, door locks, security systems, alarm systems, sensors. It's been part of smart home since the dawn.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing that I've noticed, man, is how it's all coming together into really easy to use packages to where, there's a lot of alarm systems now that are kind of DIY, and we're going to be talking about the pros and the cons of this DIY, understanding and why, or, in what applications you might want to be able to do it yourself, and in other applications, why you might actually want to hire a professional to install this, simple alarm system for your home.
Yeah, and I think the tag of a smart home alarm system came about because traditionally an alarm system, and still does its job. It has sensors and door contacts and a siren and an indoor bell maybe and a keypad as you enter and exit the building. But it makes a lot of noise if somebody enters the property when it's armed. But that, and still is the case for a lot of systems, but smart home took it further and enabled you to be alerted, first of all, to your smartphone or tablet. Then it also provided you with an app, with an interface to interact with the system, set times, add users, revoke access for certain people, zone off areas for different scenarios that you wanted to maybe zone off an area for a pet or nighttime for people sleeping. And it gave you the ability to manage it really. And the term self-monitored came about as well from smart home alarm systems, where you didn't need a provider to, maybe it didn't ring the police or it didn't ring a call center. So it put you in charge of your system and gave you the ability to manage it with an app or an easy to use interface.
Yeah, and I think that's really the biggest there's actually a couple of large pros to this whole thing, but being able to be alerted anywhere in the world through your mobile device, whether it's a tablet or your cellular phone, immediately that there might be something going on at your home, and also being able to incorporate video cameras with this alarm system that can set triggers on their own, and also incorporate lighting that now you can really have an alert system, one that senses motion and maybe your lights turn on to just kind of maybe discourage somebody that's not supposed to be there. Or if there is truly an alert, the lights on your house are flashing on and off. So not only is it a siren, but now your whole home is like a beacon of awareness for the entire neighborhood. And there's some products that we're going to get into that work with the entire neighborhood. So it's not only the alarm system in your home, but now you can incorporate your alarm system and work with your neighbors as an entire community of security in the whole neighborhood.
Yeah, and as we've said before, we've worked with a lot of these systems that we're going to talk about here, and we've got first-hand experience of the pros and cons of them. And the first one, JJ, I'd like to highlight it because it's one that we've talked about before, and we're big fans of it. And that comes from Ring, the Ring alarm system, and that started off in the US. It hit that market first, but recently we've seen it come here to the UK, and we both had hands-on experience with this.
Yeah, Ring has a really good thing going. I mean, their monthly rates are super affordable for one, and that's one thing that's been kind of an eyebrow lifter to a lot of people that have your traditional alarm systems is that monthly rate. And the monthly rate, and the thing that with all of these DIY alarm systems or these smart home alarm systems that we're going to talk about is that you're purchasing the hardware on the front side. And so there might be an initial larger buy-in on the front side than with the alarm systems. And so a larger on the front side buy-in, but the monthly is much smaller, where your more traditional alarm systems, you might see most of the hardware to be free, but then your monthly is much higher. And Ring, man, $10 a month, $100 a year, incredible pricing for that. They also have an all-in-one app to where you can add your security cameras, and with the recording is also 30-day recording is also included in that 10-month. $10 per month service fee, the video doorbell. I mean, they have a lot of different accessories that you can add to their Ring package and their alarm system.
So this is one of these alarm systems that's not just traditional components like a magnetic contact to the door, a movement sensor that you might put in the corner of a room. This is also incorporating video. It's indoor and outdoor video, and using those alerts to make a more all-round package for your home security. You've got the monitoring, you've got the ability to pay for that monitoring as well, or self-monitor. You can opt out of these payments if you wish. Ring have packaged it in an affordable price point, which makes it hard to resist, but you can self-monitor. Some people resist or want to resist paying a monthly fee now because there are systems without any monthly costs. But Ring have made it super affordable, and the ability to keep adding products and not incur further costs apart from the hardware.
Yeah, the other thing is that they don't have a contract either. So if
Yeah.
you ever want to get out of it, you definitely can do that as well. And but I for one don't necessarily like being held down by a month-to-month contract. Like traditional alarm systems. You were talking about those monthly fees, and people don't want to really pay that monthly fee. And one of the alarm systems, and I don't know, Alexa, Madam A. Sorry, friends. Madam A offers this very affordable, free skill that you can work with any of your Amazon Echo Dots or Amazon devices that you might have there at your house. And it's super easy to set up. You just go into the settings of your Amazon Echo app and go to Guard, and it allows you to choose 3 different settings of activation. I thought it's a fantastic add-on for somebody that might not want any fees at all, but does want to protect their home. And what it does is it kind of listens for certain frequencies, certain characteristics of sound, in the sense of like glass breaks or sirens. And I did read some articles about this to where they tried to test it and trick it, and it's very accurate on the sounds that it actually perceives and alerts you to.
Yeah, I saw this technology kind of in its infancy several years ago at a trade show, and it was the use of microphones detecting these common sounds that could be, caused by an alarm, or even things like the breaking of glass, which is an incredible advancement to see that a few years ago. And I'm sure that's the kind of things that alarm systems are going to introduce across many, many devices and platforms in the security game, that they're using this intelligence, artificial intelligence. I think will become a much bigger player in security, facial recognition, biometrics as well. These other methods to identify, friend or foe, ultimately, who's in or around your property. And using that Amazon Echo Dots that you might have in your home without investing further in other equipment, I think is quite a cool move for people to just have a go and play around with and see if it's something that's of any practical use for them.
And it also does integrate with like the Ring alarm system, so that if you want to incorporate that algorithm of voice recognition, not voice, but sound recognition with your Ring alarm system, you definitely can do that as well. And I think it also integrates with ADT alarm systems too. And I'm sure there's some hub or something like that you got to apply towards that.
Sure. Now, typically the biggest kind of head-to-head in our game is between Ring and Nest. They're seen as the 2 biggest hitters in home security because of their doorbells and cameras. And Nest are no stranger to the alarm system option as well for their customers. Unfortunately, we don't have that in the UK. And I really would please, if anyone from Nest is watching this, launch your secure system in the UK. I'll sell lots of it. So you've got it in the States, though, and it's still a very, straightforward system with a hub, the ability to input a PIN code or swipe a key fob across the top of it. It's got a siren. It also links up to not just your Wi-Fi, but links out to cellular connection for that backup. If the Wi-Fi was down, it could still communicate out of the home to your device to give you that alerts. There's also monitoring available through that cellular connection and Wi-Fi connection. And then you have some contacts for the doors, windows, and motion sensors in the rooms. And one of the products I like about in the Nest system is I really like their door contacts they have. They've got this nice little feature where you can press the button to maybe let a pet out to use the outdoor lavatory as such, and then let them back in. It's just that peace of mind that you can have the alarm set, press the button, which might be high level, so it's not going to be tampered with by a child, let that pet out to the garden to do its business, and then let it back in, or let someone in the house, a visitor that's coming, but you don't want them to, unset the alarm system to do that. So that's just a bit of an innovation that Nest have done with the door contacts.
Yeah, I like that. And also those door contacts act as sensors as well, Gamble. So they're not only door contacts and pause. I say they're kind of like entry or exit pauses, because it doesn't disable your entire alarm or all the sensors in your house, but it's just for that one area that sensor might be monitoring. And I like it because it's slick. It looks it's about the size of a tube of chapstick. And it works well. And I also like the keypad, which is a lot different than your traditional hang on the wall keypads. You just sit it on your tabletop, and it doesn't necessarily give you that traditional chirp, but it'll give you a communication or awareness on your mobile device to let you know that, hey, it's armed, or it's not armed, and you can remotely arm and disarm it from anywhere in the world. As well as it also will interact with your in the app, not necessarily the alarm system, but in the app, all in one area. Work with door locks as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, again, these are probably the two leading smart home alarm systems we've hit straight at the start there. So from Ring and Nest, and they've forced the opposition to up their game for sure. All the rivals are competing hard to bring out new features that will put them closer to these companies. But when both Ring and Nest launched their systems, I thought it was game over for the traditional alarm system. I don't think it is yet, though. It's interesting that they've not had the wave of interest that I thought they would. I still think smart home alarm systems have still got a lot of catching up to do from people still paying that X amount of hundreds of pounds or dollars to that traditional alarm provider who comes once a year and checks the battery and maybe, just does a basic update of anything that's needed, but does very little for that payment. People are happy with a system that might be 10, 15, 20 years old, which sounds odd to me. But there seems to be some need people just want to hold on to that old faithful alarm system.
Yeah. A lot of people are a little anxious about the newer systems coming online because it's more wireless based, and sometimes they want that hardwired assurance that and although these devices, Ring actually has a takeover kit that you can incorporate those hardwired those hardwired door contacts or window contacts, even motion contacts, as long as there's power associated with it. It'll integrate with that Ring system, and it's just that unfamiliarity, that shift of traditional to something new, and also it's highly internet based for alerts and for monitoring and for sending information to the authorities that people are still a little anxious about trusting the internet. But a lot of these systems, Gamble, a lot of these systems have cellular backups built into them.
That's the counter argument to it. I don't get anxious that I'm not going to get a signal on this device. Okay, I might only drop down to 3G in some areas, but I'm not anxious about it because the service is good throughout the country. So positioning your smart home alarm hub in a position in the home that's going to get a good cellular signal, and then add your devices. That's the cellular part is just the backup. As soon as your Wi-Fi goes down, cellular kicks in. So you're never without, really. I try and allay any fears just by using this as the demonstration. Like, you don't get panic attacks about this, do you? Not having a signal.
Yeah, I think that's one of the big benefits of having a pro. Being able to answer some of these questions or reservations that you might have with adopting new technology. You might want it, but you might not know. And, that's one of the biggest things about these technologies is, as we go through this list, you'll see that there's a variety of options, and there are a lot of similarities between these options, but also there's some differentiators in the sense of if you want it to expand into different ecosystems or be able to work in conjunction with different features in your home, then there might be you might need that guidance on what selection to choose from. And also in these alarm systems, man, there's just a lot of options to choose from. For lights and door locks and sensors and water sensors or smoke CO2s and things of that nature.
Yeah, that's where using the Pro is essential to help choose the right products for your home, especially if you're replacing an existing system. You don't want to downgrade the security you had before, so make sure you cover what coverage you had before, and then add on other elements as they're needed. But yeah, make sure you bring in that Pro to assess, evaluate what you've got, and then bring in the new tech that brings you up to speed with all the latest advancements in home security. Now, one system that I say that I didn't have Nest in the UK, but I'm going to talk about one that you don't have in the US, I don't think, and that's Ajax Systems. That's a new one in the UK. It's been around mainland Europe for a number of years, and it's growing in popularity. And this, for me, is slightly different from the other two systems in that this is probably a direct swap for your current dumb alarm system. You swap out all the components and put in Ajax Systems. It's not a integrated smart home alarm system in that it's not working with your smart light bulbs. It's not working with your smart voice assistants and all those kind of things. It's just a very well connected alarm system that meets all the insurance requirements of the UK insurers. So there's like a grading system for your insurance providers that if you want to lower your policy, you have this level or grade of alarm system. And this is one of the few smart alarm systems. Now I've got the keypad here, battery powered touch keypad. You've got your sensors, which look like a traditional sensor, a little bit too big for me, for my liking, but never mind. You can get these in black or white. And it has a control hub that plugs into power, has the cellular connection, has that Ethernet connection as well, so you connect it to your router. It gives you a really nice app to manage and control the system. So it gives you all the alerts and notifications, but it's a standalone smart alarm system. It's probably deliberately doesn't integrate with anything else to reduce that fear factor of, well, if it's working with my light bulbs and my TV and my other devices, like what's to stop it being hacked, or what's to stop it being messed up by its integrations with other partners? And there's an argument to say keep your alarm system separate, doing what it does, reducing that insurance policy, protecting the home, and a single standalone easy to use app for your home alarm. So Ajax Systems got all the features, but it sits on its own, and I'm not against that.
I tell you what, man, everything that comes out of UK and stuff like that is very stylish. I mean, that motion sensor has style in mind. I mean, it's black. I think everything we have over here pretty much is in white or some off-white, and then the design of it is just blocky and squarey. I mean, that looks pretty cool. I like it.
Darth Vader's welding mask. That's what it reminds me of.
It does look like somebody's welding mask. But I like it. I think it looks good. The other one, I think the one that was, way ahead of everybody else when it comes to DIY or smart alarm systems, Gamble, is SimpliSafe. And I think that's a name that almost everybody recognizes right now. And it was an alarm system that you could purchase in a kit. Most of their systems start at less than $200. And, they have a couple of different, I think they only have two monitoring offers. They have their basic and they have their step up. It's anywhere from $15 to $25 a month, which is very affordable. I don't think they even have contracts on their systems either.
No, SimpliSafe really pioneered this self-managed, lowish monthly fee monitoring, not tied in. It gives you the flexibility to start with the basic system, expand it, and it ticks all the boxes for me for that almost DIY system. I think this one is would be the DIY enthusiast favorite out of all the ones we've mentioned.
Yeah, absolutely. And, it like all these systems that we've mentioned, it comes with a 24-hour backup battery. So if you happen to lose power there at your house, you can stick it comes with a backup battery on there. You can also extend that battery life by putting it on a backup battery thing. It's a backup battery to the backup battery,
And that's important. That's an important feature, that these wireless systems, they are robust. These, smart home security systems, battery powered, there is a robustness built into them. They're not flaky products. They are there to protect your home, and they will be a reliable choice for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I kind of like the stylish, the style of it as well. It looks clean and it looks stylish, and it's been on the market for many years now. So it's tried and true.
Sure, yeah. So go check out any of those systems, and if you've got any questions about any of those systems, please drop it in the comments. And if you want us to dial into any of them even further, we can do that. We can reach out to these companies if you want to learn more about them. Then maybe we can get some of these people on the show, and we'd be delighted to talk further about smart home security, because it's a big element of the smart home. For me, it's up there with and ahead of some of the entertainment devices and the lighting and things like that. I think security is things that people should be addressing first when they're getting into smart home. Deal with your home security, and then the nice to haves and the entertaining stuff later, maybe.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you, Gamble. I say start from the outside and work your way in when it comes from security. Start with that lighting, some cameras, and then also that alarm system that monitors inside your house.
Sure.
Hey, man, so you doing a Gamble Ramble today?
It's been building for 2 weeks, so let's get it out.
Let's relieve some more pressure. You ready?
Yeah. So I'm sure many of you over the years have invested, lots of money on voice assistants. You probably many years ago bought the Echo Dots when they launched, and that was a popular Christmas gift and birthday gift over the years. And you've added to that, but maybe you feel trapped with that assistant. And I'm saying, don't feel trapped. Don't be afraid to change your voice assistant. If you think you could get more benefit from switching over to Google instead of Madam A, then that small investment in more voice assistants, because your products aren't going to be affected. Your smart TV, your smart remote control, your smart light bulbs, and all these things that you've invested in over the years, they're friendly enough to both major voice platforms, and also friendly to Siri as well, if you wanted to switch to the Apple-based smart home system. But please don't think that you're always going to be tied into Madam A if that's where you've gone in the past, and vice versa. If you've gone with Google in the past, don't be afraid to switch over to Amazon's offering. The products will work on both or all three if you're going with Apple in most cases. So just go for it. If you feel it's a better choice for you, don't be afraid. The switchover is actually very straightforward. You're just disabling or forgetting your previous assistant's credentials, and then setting up your new voice assistants and logging in and pairing your smart home systems with your new voice assistant. So please, please, please don't be afraid to switch voice control assistants in your home.
That's a good one, Gamble. Actually, we had that in our house where our girls, we have Sonos Ones, which allow you to have that flexibility of choice, whether you'd like to go with an Amazon voice control or maybe a Google voice control. And we were using they were using Google. Well, we were using Amazon, and then I switched it over to Google, and they asked me to switch it back to Amazon. They liked using the Amazon a lot better. But what was cool is that, that investment in that one device, I didn't have to go out and buy back and forth. I didn't have to go buy some dots and then go out and buy some hubs and then go buy some dots. It was already built in with a good quality streaming service speaker, which is something else that we should probably talk about, kind of like an all-in-one device or something like that. But good Gamble Ramble. Like it, man.
No problem. I've been doing that switchover for 18 months to 2 years now for customers they've wanted to make that changeover. Just because of some of the product choices they've made with us as their supplier, or they've bought themselves.
Well, cool, man. All right, another great episode in the can. We greatly appreciate our digital ramblers following us and sharing our content and dropping some comments down below.
Yeah, again, this was a reaction from a viewer's comment. So if you want to influence what's coming on the show, just drop that comment and we'll do our best to tailor it for you.
All right, Gamble. You have a good week. And for those, if you just don't know, find yourself a home tech pro. Every month, the Digital Ramble will receive a regular source of income from supporters who've pledged through Patreon. For as little as $1 a month, having your ongoing support means we spend less time thinking about business and more time creating quality content for you.
Customized, based in Norfolk, England, are proud sponsors of the Digital Ramble. Check out our all set up services. It's smart home installation with ease. Customize.uk.com.
If you're looking to make your basic home smart, check out digitaldelight.com/shop, where they have a variety of different smart home technology solutions that help make smart home shopping easy for you. Check out digitaldelight.com/shop.